I'm going to share with you 3 habits that people who are smart with money make more money, keep their money, and grow their money. These are habits that if you implement in your life today, you will be smart with your money and be well on your way to keep, make, and grow your money. Whether it's paying bills, saving for a big purchase, or investing for our retirement, money is such a big part and an integral aspect of daily lives. But those who are good with money have specific habits, only 3 of them that we're going to talk about in this video, that make them smart with their money. Number 1, and I think this is paramount, is investing in yourself. That's right, investing in yourself. Now, while this might sound as a selfish thing to do, investing in yourself might actually be the best thing that you do for yourself. And not only for yourself, but for your finances. People who are smart with their money know that investing in themselves not only pays in the short term, but mostly pays in the long run. If you were to dig deep and look at my previous videos from 2 years ago, or even a year ago, you will see that I filmed videos with an iPhone in a studio or in a room in an apartment. Now, while I don't have the studio that I really want, studio of my dreams, I have invested in myself, and as you can see around me, bought equipment that make it easier and more professional for me to produce YouTube videos, because this is something that I am passionate about and something that I enjoy doing. So I bought and invested in the microphone and the camera, any things that make the job easier to do and streamline the process of creating YouTube videos. And this is just an example of investing in myself or investing in yourself. You make purchases or you make decisions in life about things that will impact your long-term goals and impact your long-term finances. And what that really means is investing in yourself can take different forms. It not only can be finances, but investing in your mental health, investing in your spirituality, investing in your studies, and investing, of course, in your family. Important things. It might also mean going back to get a certification, for example, in the tech field. Even though there are tech layoffs right now, I believe it's just a phase. Tech still remains one of the most lucrative and high hiring fields. If you look at my videos, most of the remote jobs that I post are in the tech industry as well as healthcare industry. So if you were to take courses, free courses on Coursera, free IT courses on Google, you will put yourself in a position, free courses as a program manager, to gain positions and gain a higher salary. It could also mean taking a workshop to improve your skills, taking a workshop to be an HVAC technician. I know HVAC technicians who make well over 6 figures, and they had to invest in themselves to gain those skills and knowledge. When you invest in yourself, you are making a commitment for your future to yourself. You're saying to yourself that you believe in yourself and your ability to create the goals or create the future that you want by investing in yourself right now or today. The next habit that people who are smart with money practice is creating and sticking with a budget. Now, the B word when it comes to finances is one of the most dreaded words in the English language, and that is budgeting. If you're like most people, creating and sticking with a budget sounds very painful and it sounds like no fun at all. But here's the thing, creating and actually sticking with a budget does not have to be difficult or does not have to be grueling. What a budget really is, by my definition, is really just a simple financial plan. Personally speaking, I find that creating and actually sticking with a budget through apps does not work for me. So different people are cut from different cloths, so you can create a budget however way it works for you, whether it's actually writing it down, and I found this to be the most effective way for me. Tracking my expenses all the way from a yearly, monthly, weekly, all the way down to daily actually is much more productive and works for me. Putting numbers into an app and using a spreadsheet does not really work. So I take receipts every purchase I make. I make sure I ask for a receipt if I'm interacting with a cashier or interacting with a machine. I collect the receipt and I write those down. And when I look at them at the end of the week or the end of the month, I can see what I've made purchases too much of, what I've made purchases that I really didn't need, and what I've made purchases that were impulse purchases and can make adjustments for the next week or the next month. Those who are wise with their finances understand the fundamentals and understand the importance of creating and adhering to an actual budget. They track their income or they track their expenses to know exactly how much money is coming in and as well as how much money is going out. If you don't know how much money is coming in and going out, you are not being smart with your money and you are not controlling your finances better. And taking it a step further, not only are you supposed to know how much money is coming in and going out of your finances, but making the necessary adjustments. That way you are not spending more than you are making. Creating a budget does not mean you have to sacrifice all of your life's pleasures. It does not mean you have to stop traveling or stop going to the movies or stop doing the things that you enjoy doing. If you enjoy eating out, if you enjoy not cooking, creating a budget does not mean you cut those things out, but that you make necessary adjustments. That way you are not spending more than you are making or more than you need to when you do go out. So if you want to be smart with money, the second thing that you absolutely need to do is create and adhere to an actual budget. The third and final thing we're going to talk about today about habits that smart people do when it comes to finances is saving for emergencies. That's right, you have to save for an emergency. Before you invest, before you put all your money in the stock market or Forex, before you start a business, before you make any expenses, you have to create and save for an emergency. Generally between 3 to 6 months of expenses, all your bills and rent or mortgage should be in a high yield savings account. And this account should be easily accessible. So this is outside of your investments. That way you are not penalized if you go reaching in your Fidelity or whatever brokerage you use to withdraw savings or investments to take care of an unexpected emergency. Those who are wise with their money understand the importance of saving for an emergency, because if you do not save for an emergency, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, when emergencies do hit, you are digging into your savings account for other purposes. You are borrowing and putting yourself more in debt, or you are scrambling trying to gather money to take care of said emergency. Saving for emergencies does not necessarily mean you have to have a large amount of money sitting in a bank account somewhere. Like I said, you have to put such money in a high yield savings account. So it's not just sitting and depreciating due to inflation, for example, but actually making money in the savings account. And such money should or can be used only when necessary for covering unexpected expenses. Saving for an emergency is like having an umbrella in your car. You might not need it every day, but when the rain does fall, you will need it. When you're creating and tracking a budget, this makes saving for an emergency all the more easy. And when you create an emergency fund, that means you are investing in yourself. And all three of these things tie together to form the top 3, in my opinion, things that people who are smart with their money do. If you're feeling overwhelmed, remember that you don't have to do all 3 things at once, or you don't have to do them all at the same time or as fast as possible. Start small, take baby steps, and stick with a plan. Celebrate small successes, celebrate your progress as you go. And of course, remember that your future self might or actually will thank you for the habits that you start practicing today to be smart and make better choices when it comes with your finances. Listen, if you enjoy watching this video, I do hope you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get updates every time I post a new video, which is almost daily. I post about remote jobs and I post about your money, how to make it, keep it, and grow it, as we talked about in this video, as well as work tips. If you're into that kind of content, my name is Flex. I appreciate you watching. If you're a return subscriber, thank you for sticking with me. I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.